Welcome in everybody to the mid-season mark of our Patriots franchise. Not quite mid-season, but we're at the trade deadline, so I'm going to make some trades, show you guys the standings, talk about the draft a little bit, and go over the new depth chart for the rest of the season. So we'll just go through the standings real quick. You got the Lions and the Chiefs up top, being 5-1. Then we got a couple teams that are 5-2. We got the Ravens, Bills, Bengals, Steelers, 49ers. Cardinals are up there. That's a little surprising. Packers. And near the bottom of the list, Rams are 1-5. Panthers, Raiders, Giants, and Jets are 2-5. Then Bears, Titans, and Dolphins are 2-4. We're kind of in the middle. We're 3-4. We currently have the 13th pick in the draft. So let's go look at that real quick. So obviously we're only halfway through the season, so it's kind of hard to tell. But with the 13th pick, we'll be looking at, honestly, Genty could be a big player for us, honestly. We could use a young running back. We got somebody like Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame, one of the best corners in the draft. He's just had injury problems. That's why he's a little bit lower. Those are two very good options for us at that point. Those are probably the two I would be looking at, honestly. We could use a young running back. Could use another corner for sure. If we got lucky and somebody like James Pierce fell to the 13th pick, that would be good. Obviously, tackles like Campbell and Ursary could be interesting as well. Obviously, we're only halfway through the year, so our draft pick could be higher or lower. But that's definitely who we're looking at. Genty would be amazing. Morrison would be as well. So those are probably the two I'm looking at the most in that range. Let's look at some stats. We'll see how the team's doing through 7 games of the season. Drake May, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 picks, 66%, and about 203 yards a game at an 87 QBR. Not terrible. Obviously could be better, but it's definitely not terrible. Milton played a little bit in one game. May went down. He had a pick, but overall it was a pretty decent outing for him. Brissett has not played. Rushing, Gibson's leading us in rushing right now. Stevenson was out for a while, so that's the main part. 3.5 a carry, 4 touchdowns. 2 fumbles isn't great in 7 games. Running game hasn't been amazing, excuse me. Stevenson, 3.9 a carry, a little bit better than Gibson. Less attempts, though. Same amount of fumbles, though, so we really got to work on the fumbling. And Jermichael Hasty has the best average at 4.8, only 17 carries, but maybe we try to work him in a little bit more. Drake May doing great on the ground. 9.5 per carry, 2 touchdowns, 40 yards a game. So he's running pretty consistently for us. He also fumbled as well. So fumbling, we got to work on. Receiving wise, Hunter Henry leads us in receptions at 43. 359 yards and 51 per game. No touchdowns. Gibson's actually, he's second in yards with 31 receptions. 41 yards a game and a touchdown. So no one's really going crazy. Douglas and Booty both have 255. Booty has 2 touchdowns. Douglas has none. And then Bourne's got 234, 33 a game and a touchdown. And then we got a couple other guys. Hooper's gotten some work. So no one's really going crazy this year. So no one above 60. Barely have somebody over 50 a game. We don't have that top weapon. So maybe that's something else we can look at in the draft. If you have a little bit of a higher pick, there's some good receivers in the draft. Like McMillan. Obviously got Travis Hunter. He's definitely our goal if we get a high enough pick to get him. He's probably our number 1 guy on the board. That's if we can get him, though. We might be too low to be able to get Hunter. So that's it for receiving, blocking. On Wenu's actually the only one that's been a problem is on Wenu with 9 sacks in 7 games. So the goal for him is kind of looking like we would want to try to find a tackle in the offseason and move him to guard because he's allowing a lot of sacks. That can't happen. So he is good. Maybe he's just good at guard, and we got to try to get him back to guard. He used to play guard. He's been moved out to the tackle over the years, but he might have to go back to guard. So we'll try to look. Maybe we can look at that now. Maybe that's something we do in the offseason. Defensively, Duggar's leading us in tackles with 77. Next highest is Mapu at 53. Tackles for a loss, we got 10 for Tavahi, 9 for Bentley, and then decent amount for some other people. Sacks, no one's really jumping out as the top sack person, but overall we have a lot of sacks. We got a lot of people, we got a lot of rotating guys coming in. As you can see, Jennings rotates in, he's got 2, Zimenez has 1. Both of these guys have a half, and they rotate in. So we got a lot of guys rotating in, getting sacks, but we don't have that elite pass rusher. 3.5 for Barmore inside is pretty decent, but we don't have that elite pass rusher, so that's something we'll have to work on. Maybe next year we switch to a 4-3. Maybe that's a possibility as well. Interceptions, 2 for Tavahi, 2 for Duggar, 1 for Mapu. That's it. So not a lot of picks. We have 5 picks through 7 games. I guess it's not terrible, but you obviously would be nice to get at least 1 per game. So not terrible. Pass deflections, 5 for Mapu, 4 for Gonzalez. And after that, it's just kind of whatever. Barmore does have 2 pass deflections on the D-line. So he's playing pretty well. I would say he's definitely our best front 7 guy right now for sure. But that might change. We're doing some trades today. I'll show you what we're looking at. 4 forced fumbles. We only recovered 1 of them. So nothing crazy. We blocked 1 kick with Andrew Booth. Safety for Duggar. Touchdown for Duggar. And that's pretty good defensively. Kicker. We missed 3 field goals with Joey Salai. Not great, but hopefully he doesn't miss any more, and then it would end up not being that bad if that's what all he misses the whole year. Punting, 43.9, that's decent. 7 inside the 20 is pretty solid. Kick returns, nothing crazy, 22.8 for Harrell, 21.6 for Moore. Nothing. That's not anything crazy. You want to see that more like 25, 26. So nothing crazy there. 2 is terrible on the punts. We just don't have good blocking on punts. So that's definitely going to hurt him there. We'll just look at some league leaders real quick. We won't spend too much time on this. Burrow leads the league in passing yards. Jordan Love leads the league in touchdowns. The best ratio is probably Allen with 20-2. Allen also has the best passing percentage at 77. Highest QBR is Josh Allen. Rushing, Josh Jacobs leads the league in rushing. Touchdowns, Jonathan Taylor has 10. Yards per game is led by Barkley, so he probably had a bye week. That's probably why he's not leading the league. But Barkley's leading the league in rushing per game. Receiving, Christian Watson's first. Per game, he's also first, and he has 13 touchdowns through 7 games. That's wild. Jordan Love's really going to him. That's a wild number right there. That's almost 2 touchdowns per game. That's actually insane. He might break the record for touchdowns. So, Onwenu's tied for the worst lineman in the league right now, so hopefully he can turn that around. Like I said, maybe we can move him in the guard. We'll have to look at it. Defensively in the whole league, Duggar does lead the whole league in tackles. He just came off a 19 tackle game, so I'm not surprised that he's leading the league in tackles. Sacks is led by TJ Watt and Nick Bosa with 7. Leading the league in picks is Jalen Johnson and McDuffie with 4. Pass deflections is Jalen Johnson with 8. Forced fumbles, 2 for Watt, Surtain, and Derwin James. A couple guys at 1 block, a couple guys at a safety, a couple guys at a touchdown. Nothing crazy there. Best kicker in the league right now is probably McPherson, I guess. You could say Carty with his percentage. So that's going to be it for the stats. Team stats, we'll just look at ours. We can see them on this main menu here. We're 23rd in scoring offense, 22nd in passing, 1st in rushing, so we're a good rushing team, but passing isn't that great. 21st in defensive points allowed, 29th in yards passing, and 25th in rushing. So we're definitely going to work on that passing offense, and then defense all around needs some work. Now we're going to go into the trades. I got a couple trades lined up that I think we got some good returns. We're trading some older guys that are on the last year of the contract. The biggest one's going to be Jonathan Jones. I'll see if the offer is in here still. We're going to be trading for Micah McFadden in the 7th round pick. Ravens have him as their 3rd middle linebacker on the depth chart, so they don't really need him. I don't know how they got him. He's a Giant. I don't know. It doesn't even say that they traded him or Giants released him or anything, so I don't know how he got on the Ravens. And they could definitely use some corner help, and they're also a win-now team. They're a top 5 team in the league right now, so we're going to make this move, get a little bit younger, get some more depth at linebacker. We just lost Bentley for 5 games, so McFadden's probably going to jump right in as a starter. So we're going to bring McFadden over. Next trade, we're going to trade David Andrews, last year of his contract as well. We're going to be trading him to the Texans, and we're going to be trying to get a 5th round pick. Don't know if they'll do it. We can try a 4th first. Oh, okay, so we got a 4th round pick for David Andrews. That's fantastic. I was hoping to get a 5th. We actually got a 4th. So I guess shooting up 1 extra round sometimes it works out. We got 2 more I want to do. We're going to be trading Wise. He's actually a backup for us, but where we're going to be trading him, he's going to be a starter. Once again, we'll be trading to another playoff contender for sure. It's going to be the Chargers. I wanted to get a 6th, but maybe we can get a 5th the way that Andrews' trade went. And we can. We get a 5th round pick for Wise. We'll take that as well. And then the last person I'm going to be trying to trade is Yannick Ngakoue. I'm surprised we're getting these higher draft picks. That's actually very shocking. I'm using a realistic trade calculator is what I'm using. If you type in on Google just Madden 25 trade calculator, it's the one that's a Google spreadsheet, and it has all the values for everybody. That's a realistic value type thing. So that's how I'm doing the trade values. I don't want to be doing any cheesy trades or anything. We're going to be trading the Ngakoue to the Bucks. They could use a little bit of help on the edge. So I was looking for a 7th. They don't have a 6th. Can we get a 5th for Ngakoue? A little bit short. You know what? We might actually add a draft pick here and get Ngakoue. We have a lot of 7ths, so you know what? We'll trade our worth 7th. And we should be able to get this 5th. And we do. Perfect. I'll take that for sure. So we're going to look at the depth chart here. First thing I actually want to look at is if we can move on Onwenu inside. We don't really have a guard to tackle to take that spot, though. I don't think anyone we have is going to be better. We might have to leave him here for this year and then try to change it next year. Do we want to... Cole Strange is a decent option, but he's also not a pass blocker. We really want a pass blocker out there. Onwenu isn't a pass blocker, so that's probably part of the problem. So he might have to stay there for now, but we're definitely going to be looking for a tackle in the offseason to be able to move on run you probably the right guard. And we could actually probably move on them to the center. For right now, we'd leave Jake Andrews. We're actually going to free agency and see if we can replace. We do have 3 spots now. Those are all the trades we're going to do. We do need a backup center, so we're definitely going to look at center real quick. I definitely want to go as young as possible. Forsyth. I don't know if I think I have Steele from practice squad off. I do not. Okay. So we're bringing a center to replace who we traded. I don't think we really got to replace anyone else. We could look at corner. We do got some very young corners sitting here. I like the 21-year-old age right here. Not very fast, though. That's the only problem with them. I just like the age of them, but Alex Lawson's actually on our practice squad. And I'm actually just going to bring him up from the practice squad. I didn't even think about that. Let's go look at our practice squad. We got one more spot here. We probably do have somebody on the practice squad we can bring up, now that I think about it. Let's see what we got. Duggan. Well, I was not going to bring up Duggan right now. Louis Sean we could bring up. Could bring up Thornton to try to maybe change who our kick returner is. Maybe he'll be a little bit better at it. That might be the move. Excuse me. Let's bring in Thornton into the main roster, and he's probably going to be our kick returner. Signed from practice squad. I think he might end up being our kick returner. We do have 2 spots on the practice squad now, so let's actually go back to free agency and see if we can pick anybody up here. Trey Anderson's interesting, but we want to go very young as possible. For somebody that's worth it, obviously we don't want to go out to somebody that's not worth it. I see Alex Wright is interesting. I like this Jalen Graham guy. He's actually a pass coverage linebacker. We'll sign him to the practice squad. And then we'll sign him. I mean, he could definitely be decent for us. So we'll sign him to the practice squad as well. So we're going to do a depth chart, and that's going to be the end of this video. Just wanted to give you guys a little mid-season mark. We'll do some trades, all that type of stuff. So, quarterbacks, going to stay the same. Drake May, Brissett, Milton, Stevenson, Gibson, Hasty. Tight end, I don't know why they moved. Oh, it's fullback, my bad. That's why it's fullback. Apologies. So yeah, we'll leave that like that. Receivers. Thornton's actually probably a better receiver than Harold. I think I'm fine with the way they are. I think that's our best that we can do at the moment, honestly. I'm not upset with the order of this. We could try to bring up Polk. Maybe he gives us... We're going to bring up Polk to the number 3. We'll see if he can give us some life at... If he can develop a little bit, maybe he becomes our number 1. Bourne's a little bit older, so we'll give the young guy a shot here, see if he can give us a little boost there at receiver. O-line's pretty much staying the same. The O-line hasn't been terrible. Besides our right tackle situation, which we already talked about. But for now, that's what we got to go with. Left end stays the same. Right end, a little different because we did have Wise as the backup, but he's gone now. So Leo will step in there. D tackle. So we're a little short on D tackle, so maybe we should have tried to get one. But that's okay. We might switch to a 4-3 next year. That's very possible. Left outside, Taki, Jennings, Zimenez. Middle, we now have McFadden coming in. He's going to jump right into that starting job. And he honestly will probably start even with when he comes back. Actually, oh, he's not the injured one. It's Bentley, my bad. Bentley's the injured one. We'll leave him out for now just because he's out. But McFadden's probably going to end up being the starter even over Bentley. So, see how that goes. Right outside, Tavahi, Zimenez, Jennings. Corner, we traded away Jonathan Jones, our number 2. So now we're going to have... I did call up Austin, but I don't think he's better than what we have. Jones is definitely number 2. I think number 3 will be... I like Booth a lot. He plays very well for me. So we'll probably stick with this order. Yeah, honestly, I do like this Bolden guy, but he's not that good yet. So we'll actually put that Hawkins guy. Oh, I'm at Austin. We'll actually put Austin in as the number, as Man's too low. We'll put him there. Dahl will move up to 4. Free safety, Matt Poo's a backup for both, that's fine. I'm actually going to change that because he does play a lot in the box. I don't want to tire him out too much. Kicker, Joey Sly. We only have one of each of those, so not to worry about that. We are going to bring in Thornton here. I think he's going to be number 1. Try to give us a little boost there. That's the only thing that changed. Everyone's just going to slide down 1, and then Thornton's just going to go to the top. We'll see how that combo does there at returning. Third down back, Gibson, Stevenson, Hasty. Steven, Gibson, Hasty. Slot receiver. I am perfectly fine with that. Rushing left end. Jennings is probably the best rushing left end, yeah. Zimenez, I'm fine with what I'm seeing there. Right side, definitely White. Yeah. I'm good with that. D-tackle, Barmore. Godshaw. And I actually think I like Johnson a little bit better there. Sub linebacker. I'm going to bring in McFadden for sure. I wonder if we take him out now that we have McFadden. I think I'm going to. He's playing very well, though. He'll definitely be over Jacobs for sure. McFadden's a very good linebacker. I really like McFadden. I'm stuck between him and Tavahi, honestly. It's very tough, honestly. That's a very tough one, actually. I think I'll leave it like that for now. We'll see how McFadden plays overall. Jones being in the slot's probably the best move. And the practice squad's obviously what we just looked at. Alright, so that's going to be the roster there. We'll do an overview real quick of the whole lineup. And then we're going to call it a video there. A little bit of a quicker one, just going over some stuff. So Drake May's up to an 80 with morale. Stevenson's an 83. O-line, we definitely got some stuff to work on the O-line. Obviously, we want to move Owenu into guard. So we technically need 2 tackles. possibly a center. Maybe not though, because he's decent. So if we move some guys around, it might be okay. Like I said, we're gonna move Polk up, see if he can give us any spark there. Bourne's just a little bit older, so I'd rather get the younger guy in there if we're not. We're under 500 right now, so playoffs aren't looking very promising. So we'll start playing some of the younger guys, see if they can develop a little bit. Defensively, I like the middle linebacking group with Jacobs and McFadden for the future. Obviously, Bentley's good now, but he is older. I think we'll be set at linebacker. If we switch to a 4-3, we're going to want another linebacker, but I'm definitely happy with these two for the future of this team for sure. Obviously, corners looking pretty decent. We have two top guys that I'm definitely fine with. Andrew Booth could develop. It's not a guarantee, though, so maybe another corner. Peppers and Duggar are obviously good, but the older Mapu would be a good replacement for them when they leave. And the D-line's actually pretty decent. Garchaw's, I think he's a little bit older, so he won't be here long. But Barmore is definitely solid. How big is White? 285. So he could play defensive tackle. So they could be our D tackles if we switch to a 4-3. So 4-3 might be a possibility next year. We'll obviously have to bring in another linebacker. We'll have to look at some stuff if we do that. But I think that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys. I think that's it for this mid-season mark. We'll get back into gameplay in the next video. This is what the team's going to look like the rest of the year. We picked up a couple more draft picks. Let's actually go look at that real quick. What do we have for draft picks? Because we definitely just added a whole bunch. So we have 1 first, 1, 2, 3. We have 2 fourths. We have 3 5s and 2 7ths. So we got, in the middle rounds, we got a couple extra picks in there. So that would be definitely interesting in the draft. But yeah, that's going to be it for this, guys. Appreciate you guys. Next game will be against the Jets. So that's a good rivalry there. They're only 2-5, but they have a good overall, so it could be a little tough. Overall wise, we should win, but it's very close. It's going to be a tough one for sure. I think the last time we faced them, it was a blowout. I think they blew us out, I'm pretty sure. So it's definitely gonna be a tough one. Alright guys, I don't want to hold you up anymore. Appreciate you guys. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Turn those notifications on. Then you won't miss any videos. And I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one for week 8 against the Jets. Peace out, guys.